Hi guys, hope you're doing okay. I wanted to make a quick, and this will be, I promise, much quicker than the last one. Just a quick little video about annotated bibliography, research, and just conducting research in general. So here's my document that I've just put together. Just imagining, me thinking about my annotated bibliography. So this is coming after the research proposal you've done, where you've pitched a topic, an idea. Now you're putting together some research for that topic. So here's my example of how it sort of evolved. First, I was doing climate change. That's huge. That's a giant topic. That can't be a research paper just on climate change. I have to be a little bit more specific about that to try to contain an entire discussion of climate change in one paper. So I need to focus in on something. And so I asked a few research questions and I settled on this one. What effects has climate change had, or what effects will it have upon US agriculture, on things like farming? Um, that's a more specific area of climate change. And it's not just me trying to solve the entire big giant topic of climate change. And so here's the thesis I have arrived at. Um, while the ongoing effects of climate change continue to threaten the coastal regions in the United States, shifting weather patterns also make it a threat to the sustainability of American agricultural interests as well. So, this is sort of following that model of yes, but also for a thesis statement where I'm adding on to an idea. I'm adding on to something people already know. So that's that. But now I need some sources, right? I need to find some sources. And for your annotated bibliography, if you remember, um, you need to have five sources that are um, peer reviewed or scholarly. I think that's we said five, right? Or I'm sorry, yeah, four must be from peer-reviewed journals or academic books. A minimum of just five sources. Sorry about that. So four must be peer-reviewed or academic. A minimum of just five sources for the annotated bib. So academic, what does that mean? Peer-reviewed, what does that mean? And I know there's a slideshow that talks about this a little bit, but I wanted to give you some more information. I think the easiest place to go to find academic research is to use this library guide, click on journals and newspapers. They have this great video here that tells you how to access these databases if you're not on campus. But really, what these are is a host of search engines that are just for academic, what we call peer reviewed sources. Peer reviewed just means that they've gone through all kinds of pretty rigorous assessment by experts to make sure that the stuff being published there is accurate. It's not fake news. The idea is that it's supposed to be held up to a higher standard than just what you get on a Google search. And if you want more information about that, you can scroll on down. You can on this section about peer-reviewed articles. If you're really just still stuck on what this means, there's a research guide just for this idea of peer review. And so this talks in more detail about the idea of these sources, the value of scholarly versus popular sources, what a scholarly source has that a popular source doesn't. Um, you can get into all that if you want, but what I'm going to do is really just suggest a couple of places to look um, that are just really helpful, I think. Um, First of all, I think a great place to start is just EBSCOhost. This is a powerful search engine. And I'm already logged in here. This might ask you to log in, but just use your Lindsay stuff, and that other video shows you how to do it. Um, Click here on EBSCOhost Web, and this takes you to all these different kinds of sections that are, if you look up here, are categorized by topic. Um, Everything from news and current events, human services and counseling, education, literature, gender, sexual. Um, if you see your topic really represented in one of these ideas, so for example, if you're focusing on, something related to psychology, you might click on psychology and sociology, and it's going to take you down to that section. And then when you click on that box there, it's going to select all those databases for your search. You go back up to the top and hit continue, or you can just select all. Now it gives you this note, selecting these may result in some slower response times, and that happens, right? That happens. I'm going to select news and current events because this is a great place to start. This academic search complete is a section. The idea is just to play around with this, but really selecting all of them doesn't hurt. And then it takes you to something that should look kind of familiar in terms of what you're used to. It's a search engine, right? But you have more details down here. Now you can get really specific with these things, and that's maybe something for another time. What I would suggest is selecting two things: full text and peer reviewed. And that's going to ensure that the sources that come up after you search for your topic, first, you're going to have access to it. Like the text is going to be there so you can read the thing, and it's going to be peer reviewed. So the other thing to think about is try lots of different combinations of search terms. If your first search doesn't get anything or it's too broad, try to narrow it, try to phrase it in different ways. So I'm going to search because I'm going to go back to my topic and think about, okay, this is my thesis statement. I need some stuff about this. So I'm going to search for US, I'm going to say climate change and so this is going to give me, it says here, I have 3,150 articles. And this tells me a lot of other things too. These are going to be peer-reviewed sources. They're academic journals. They're trustworthy that way. They're full text, so I can trust them. That this is sort of an appeal to credibility. You know, they're coming from places that are working hard to make sure that the information they include is accurate and true. So maybe I scroll down here and I like number 3. You can do a couple of things. First, I can print it or save it in a folder here. I can do a quick little look here, or I can click on it, come down here, and here's the text. I can read about it. You can actually listen to it, have it read to you. And so say that I'm thinking, okay, this is a good source. I like this. I want it. You can do a ton of other things. You can send it to your Google Drive. You can print it. You can email it. You can save it. The coolest thing you can do, though, that I want you to really take advantage of is you can click Cite. And then look at this. It gives you all these different citation formats. Scroll down for MLA, copy that, and I'm going to go over here and paste it. Whoops. I should have pasted without formatting. And then make sure it's in that appropriate format for MLA. So I'm still going to go over here and there it is. This is the MLA citation for that source. So this does two things. First, it gets it on my annotated bibliography page. If I'm sure I'm going to use it, I'm going to need to cite it anyway. The other thing, I can't lose it now. I know the name of it. This DOI right here, doi.org, that number is unique to that paper. So I could go back into EBSCOhost and search by that, and I'll find this again. But the other thing is it's taken out all the work and the effort of having to actually cite this thing. And I can double check it, but yes, this is all correct. This is MLA format. If you see here, the only thing that happened when I said I changed the formatting, it lost the italics for that article. Make sure you do that. But other than that, there it is. And now I can come down here below and I can begin typing my 150 word summary, evaluation, and research plan for this entry. And that's what your annotation is. It's just 150 words briefly summarizing this source, evaluating this source, and telling me how you're going to use it. How does this source help you? And so in this case, I would talk about how this helps me support the claim I've arrived at based on my topic. And then you'll do that just 5 times. 4 of them need to be these peer-reviewed journals or academic sources. Another one can be just a trustworthy source that you find, online. But this is what to use. I mean, EBSCO is just one. JSTOR is another example. I really suggest JSTOR. It's a cool little search engine too. And you get sometimes different kinds of sources. It wants you to make an account, but I'm already logged in through Lindsay, so I'm just going to do this. Let's see what the same search provides here. So climate change and U.S. agriculture. 161,000 results. There's that same article that I just linked. It comes up first. So that's another thing I can imagine too. If this is popping up first in multiple databases, that's probably a pretty useful article. That's probably a pretty major one. But I can come down here and see lots of other kinds of articles. Questions about technology. What can technology do? Agriculture in other countries. Let's click on the technology one. And let's say that I decide, this one's for me. I like this one. JSTOR also has a cite function, much like EBSCO. All of them do. And there it is. I can copy my MLA citation. Madison Freeman. Now I want to go alphabetical here, right? So I would move that up there. You always do a hanging indent after that first line, like that. And then, now I'm ready to begin typing my 150 words summary, evaluation, and research plan for this entry. Now, what I haven't done here, right, I haven't taken the time to read these. You'll want to read through them first, read through them before you actually decide that you're going to use them. But that's what this research process is about. It's digging in here, getting into these ideas, and finding what will work. So keep going with this. Use these databases. Start here with the library resource page. Remember, use this video if you're not sure how to log in. And otherwise, keep working. Find those sources, and I know you're going to do good work, guys. Thank you all. If you have questions, let me know. Always happy to help, but I hope this is a quick little helpful tip. Thanks.